Let's talk about one of the toughest challenges in business, period. How do you make smarter, more predictable decisions when you're hiring and developing your people? Because, let's face it, your people are everything.
Right, so every single leader out there, doesn't matter if you're a founder or a hiring manager at a huge company, you're dealing with this exact same problem. It's this constant, high-stakes puzzle you have to solve. And this is the million-dollar question, isn't it? I mean, you can look at a perfect resume, you can have a great interview, but how do you really know who's going to thrive when the pressure's on? How do you see the real person behind that polished professional mask?
And the stakes here are just massive. You make a bad hire at the leadership level, and it can tank team morale, wreck your strategy, and cost you a fortune. But you get it right, that one person can literally transform your entire organization. The difference is night and day.
So how do we get out of the guessing game and into something, well, more insightful? For a lot of the world's top companies, the answer is a tool called the Hogan assessment. It's specifically designed to predict how someone will perform on the job by getting a real measure of their personality.
And look, this is not some new trend that's going to fade away. The Hogan is built on more than 4 decades of serious, hardcore scientific research. It's pretty much the gold standard for personality assessment in the business world.
And think about the scale for a second. Over 13 million people have taken these assessments. That's not just a big number. It's created this huge database that helps prove its accuracy over and over again.
On top of that, it's not just a tool for one part of the world. It's used in over 50 countries, it's available in more than 40 languages, which just goes to show it works across all kinds of different cultures and business environments. It's truly global.
So you might be wondering, okay, where does this actually fit in? Well, it's not just for hiring. Absolutely, it's a powerhouse for picking the right candidate. But it's also incredible for developing the talent you already have, and even for taking a look under the hood at your team's culture.
So how does this thing actually work? Well, the Hogan framework is actually brilliantly simple. It breaks down personality into 3 key areas, what they call the bright side, the dark side, and the inside.
First up, you've got the Hogan Personality Inventory, or HPI. This is the bright side. Just think of it as your everyday self. How you act when things are going great, the person your colleagues see day to day. These are your strengths right out in the open.
Then there's the Hogan Development Survey, the HDS. This is what it calls the dark side. Now, this isn't about being good or bad. It's about what happens when you're stressed, tired, or just not paying attention. These are the things that can trip you up, your potential career derailers.
And finally, we get the inside view with the MVPI. This digs into what really makes you tick, your core motives, your values. It answers the question, what gets this person out of bed in the morning? And that is absolutely essential for knowing if someone's a good cultural fit.
Okay, that's the theory, and it's pretty powerful stuff. But what does it actually look like to use it? Let's walk through what happens when you work with a certified provider.
The whole process is actually really streamlined. First, a link to the assessment gets sent out, usually within a day. After it's done, an expert takes a couple of days to analyze everything and build a custom report. Then comes the really important part, a deep dive call with the hiring manager to go over what it all means. And there's often an option for the candidate to get a debrief too, which is just a fantastic tool for their own development.
So, of course, the next question is about the investment. It really depends on what you need. You could go for a core assessment, which starts around $16K plus GST and gives you the key reports. Or you could go for a totally comprehensive solution, which can go up to $90K plus GST, but includes all the inventories, the debrief calls, and super detailed competency mapping.
Now, this is a really important point. You don't just get a spreadsheet full of data. The real magic happens when a certified expert interprets the report. They connect the dots and turn all that data into insights you can actually use to make business decisions. This is definitely not a do-it-yourself tool. So, when you put this all together, what do you really get? You get a powerful, proven way to look past the resume and start unlocking the real, often hidden potential inside your team. And companies are using this in some really smart ways. They're profiling their absolute best leaders to figure out what makes them tick so they can find more people just like them. They're using it to decide on candidates for make-or-break roles, like a new CFO. They're mapping out their internal talent and building super personalized development plans. At the end of the day, here's the main takeaway.
The Hogan isn't about collecting data just for the sake of it. It's about turning deep psychological insights into better, smarter, and way more successful decisions about people. It's about shifting from hoping you hired the right person to knowing why they're the right person.
And that really brings us to the final question, the one for you to think about. When you look at your own team, your own company, what hidden potential, what untapped strengths, what unseen risks are just sitting there waiting to be discovered?